welcome to Go Beyond Betty. If you have been following me for this 3-part series, I'm doing some salads without lettuce. So sometimes lettucey salads, it just gets to be a little boring. So we're gonna take the lettuce out and I wanna show you 3 different ways on how to change just cucumbers and tomatoes into something different. So if you didn't join me for part 1, you can click up here, and that's just like an easy summer version. So we have any kind of fresh herbs that you have. You can even use multiple kinds. Any cheese, I used feta, and then for the acid, I use lemon juice. In part 2, you can click here. The Thai version, we added avocado as our fat. Lime juice was our acid, and then we did add some chopped peanuts for that extra crunch. So today we're gonna do an Italian version. So we're gonna have fresh tomatoes, cucumbers like always, but we're gonna have fresh mozzarella, and our acid is gonna be balsamic vinegar. If you haven't already subscribed and you have 2 seconds, click the button down below. And if you're not getting the notifications for the twice a week when I post, click the little bell down below. I wonder if I can find a little ding ding sound. We'll find out. Let's get started. All right, so we're gonna start with our cucumbers first. So just like the other day, I'm using Persian. I think Persian or English are your best bets. You can use any though, honestly, it doesn't matter. I just happen to really like these, and I get them pretty inexpensively at my international market that is right next door to my gym, so it's really easy for me to pop in there every day. I don't know, not every day, I don't every day. All right, so I cut them into 4 sticks, and then I want a pretty fine little chop. I like multiple things in each bite. Quick note on that first one that I did in episode 1 that was kind of just summary. You could also turn and make that just super Greek because I already had the feta in it anyways. Why not add some Kalamata olives, add fresh oregano would be your best bet for that one. So that'd be good. All right, now our tomatoes, just like the other day. I might do them in 6ths. If they're really small, maybe I'll do 4ths. These are awesome. Next door tomatoes. Thank you, Louisa. In you go. All right, now for our favorite thing, the fab. I found these at Costco. I think they're absolutely adorable. It's like the adult version of a mozzarella cheese stick. You get 3 tiny little bocconcinis. There's 3 in each. I'm going with 2 little packs. I could just throw them in as is, but when you have some yummy kind of fat, I'd rather spread it out. So I'm gonna cut each one just in half. Then it just feels like there's double the amount. And then of course for herbs, I got some great basil from out front. With basil, we tend to roll it up and then give it tiny little slivers. If you stood there and like chopped it like this, it would bruise the whole thing and then it would look blackened and not so great. So now let's talk about balsamic vinegar. So there are so many different kinds of balsamic vinegar. So if you're at your standard grocery store, you're probably only gonna see this type of version. You can hear it, it's very liquidy, it's pretty cheap. I would say this one might be $5 or something in the store. You might not have a lot of other varieties to choose from. This one is from Williams-Sonoma. You can hardly hear it in there. That tells me it's a lot thicker and richer and sweeter. Another version you could get would maybe just be at the international market. I keep telling you about it, but ones that have like maybe a whole aisle of Italian goods, they'll probably have 10 to 15 different kinds of balsamic vinegar. And almost every single one is from Modena. Modena is the place to get balsamic vinegar. So check to see that it has that. This one might only be aged a year. This one might be aged 5 or 10 years. And this little beauty, it's been aged over 100. This I'm not using today. This is like for ice cream or really good strawberries. This we just keep. This will last forever. It's never gonna go bad. If you just were squeamish when I said strawberries or ice cream, let me tell you, this on really good vanilla ice cream is amazing. It is so thick. Look at how thick that is. It just coats the whole bottle. It's syrup. It's basically delicious grapey syrup. I'm gonna go with middle of the road, just a little drizzle. It doesn't have a little stopper, so I'm not gonna do a ton. And then of course, we want a little olive oil. So any kind of extra virgin, just a little glaze. It just makes the whole thing come together better and gives it a better mouthfeel. Couple cracks of pepper, just a little pinch of salt. We don't need to go crazy because we know any kind of cheese has salt in it. If you don't like cheese, by the way, another substitute, you could do Castelvetrano olives. This is my favorite olive. It's an Italian olive. And if you're like, oh, I don't like green olives, you might like these. They're so mild. It's almost as mild as a black olive, you know, that's just like delicious. of Castelvetrano. So I'm gonna give it a little stir. Oh, it's a thing of beauty. You can always add, if you had some leftover grilled chicken, some leftover, any meat, any grilled steak, it would just make it wonderful. I don't think this is the prettiest salad. Not that it looks muddy, but it's got balsamic vinegar all over it, okay? It's like you took your caprese salad and chopped it all up. So not the best one for company, but taste-wise, I absolutely love it. I mean, who doesn't love sweet, right? It's delicious. Basically caprese with some cucumbers. Can't go wrong. It's like an appetizer and a salad. So I encourage you to take whisks in the kitchen, get some cucumbers and tomatoes together, see what you have. What do you have for acid? What do you have for a fat that would go in there? And then bring it all together with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, and then any herbs you can get your hands on. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Thank you for joining me at Go Beyond Betty, where you are taking whisks in the kitchen. I'm so proud of you. We'll see you next time. Bye. Good enough. Now I'm hungry. Mama's gotta eat.